Hey guys, welcome. I'm Luke Powers, and this is the MSJ versus St. Paul's volleyball game. Teams are shaking hands right now. Looks like it'll be a good matchup today. Teams are coming off the bench. Liberos are subbing in. Looks like St. Paul's will start with the serve for the first set. Hit over to Mount St. Joe's side. Deflected back. Mount St. Joe. Hit. St. Paul's with the ball. Passes it over. Set. Hit. Nice return by St. Paul's. St. Paul's with the ball. Sends a free ball over to Mount St. Joe's side. The hit. And it's in. First point goes to Mount St. Joe. That is Jake Minderline serving. St. Paul with the hit. He tips it. Nice return by MSJ. Hit. St. Paul's returns it well. Returned by Mount St. Joseph. Oh, missed hit. Serving St. Paul. Sends it over to Mount St. Joe. Sets it. Hit. That's a one ball over to St. Paul's side. MSJ gets that point there. Nice hit. That was Troy Henderson. MSJ serves. Return, but with the free ball by St. Paul's. Jake Menderline is set. Nice hit, but nicely returned by St. Paul's. They're going to send a free ball back over to at Mount St. Joe's side. A nice hit. Serving now, Brady. Peace. St. Paul's returns. Hits it. MSJ now with the ball. Nice hit. Ball now. Hits it over, sends it over setter. Nice hit by the back, and that's in. Point, not St. Joseph. The serve goes to St. Paul's side. Free ball. Tipped and sent back over by Mount St. Joseph. St. Paul's with the hit, and it's going to land it out. That's another point for MSJ. MSJ going on a serving run right now. Hit. Set. And nice hit by St. Paul's. And that's going to, they're going to break the serving run for St. Paul's. That's Sam Marino serving now for St. Paul's. Sends it out. That's MSJ's now serve. Troy Henderson serving. Nice serve by Troy Henderson. And that's MSJ's point. Serve. Nice serve again. It looks like it'll be recoverable for St. Paul. MSJ with the ball now. Tries to tip it. Looks like it's a net. MSJ's point. One of the St. Paul's players must have touched the net there. The serve. Over. Another free ball from St. Paul. Ooh, bad set there by MSJ. That's going to be an error. And that's St. Paul's point. St. Paul's now serving. Decent serve. Good set. Good hit by MSJ. Ooh, St. Paul's player going flying into the bench over there. Hopefully he's okay. Kier now with the serve. Returned by the libero of St. Paul's. Hit. Hit by MSJ. Looks like it's tipped. St. Paul's now with the row. Nice set. MSJ. Serve. St. Paul's hits it. Nice hit by MSJ, but it looks like, is it in? Yep. Looks like it's in. St. Paul with the point there. Good rally by both teams. St. Paul's with the serve. MSJ serves it to the back row. Returned nicely by St. Paul's. Tipped, but saved by MSJ. Oh, but couldn't be recovered. Going into the net. That's a hard ball to pass when it hits the net. Serving St. Paul's again. Looks like St. Paul's point. Jake Minderline with the net there. That's Dennis Cuomo with the serve. This is it there. Yeah, he was just serving pretty good a minute ago, but MSJ serve. Good serve. Returned by the libero. Hit. Good return by MSJ. Return by St. Paul. MSJ gets it. St. Paul's point. MSJ push the ball up. That's Seth Perks now serving. Out. MSJ point. Birdie piece with serve. Nicely returned by St. Paul. Tipped by St. Paul. Nicely returned by MSJ. Hit by St. Paul. Out. Mount St. Joe point. It's now 12-7. Mount St. Joseph. And that may be going on another serving run here. St. Paul sends it out. Nice return by the libero. Setted. Tight set. But somehow gets it over. MSJ now with the ball. Hit to the back row. Ooh. Doesn't make it over the net. Gets caught by the net. And now it's St. Paul's serve. Some substitution problems for St. Paul here. And now it is Colin Hunsinger serving for St. Paul's. Nicely returned by MSJ. Hit. Oh, and it's tipped by Rivera. MSJ's point. As Jake Minderline now serving for Mount St. Joseph. Serve. Oh, tipped. Nice hit by St. Paul. Trying to catch MSJ off guard. And looks like St. Paul's point with a double hit by Mount St. Joseph. St. Paul now serving. Nice set. Sets it, tipped. Hit, tipped. St. Paul cannot recover. That's a point for Mount St. Joseph. Birdie piece serving again. 15-9. MSJ. Served. Returned by the St. Paul libero. Hit. Nice hit by MSJ, but recovered. St. Paul. Good rally here. Hit by MSJ. Tight. Tipped by MSJ. St. Paul, another tip. Ooh. Close to the net, but out. That's St. Paul's point. St. Paul now serving here. Sam Reno serving. Nicely returned, tipped by MSJ. St. Paul recovers. It's over. MSJ, a nice return. And nice hit. Nice hit by Connor Roberts. And that's MSJ's serve again. Troy Henderson serving. Hit. Recovered by St. Paul. Ooh, nice one ball. And that's St. Paul's point. Looks like the setter pushed it up. (16-11). Not St. Joseph. St. Paul's coming back slowly here. Beal Shanker serving for St. Paul. MSJ tries to return it, but it's caught in the net. And St. Paul's serve again. Nice return by MSJ. Hit goes out. St. Paul's serve again, going on a serving streak here. 16-13. Good serve. Turned. Set too close to the net. That's St. Paul's point again. Nice serve by St. Paul's. Nice hit. And that's going to land. And that is MSJ's point. Stopping St. Paul's serving run. MSJ now. Good hit, but recovered by St. Paul. Tips it. Stopped by the back row. Tips again to the St. Paul's back row. Sends a free ball. Hit. Nice hit from the back row. That's Brady Pease. MSJ serving again. Kieran Althouse. Nicely blocked by MSJ. MSJ going on another serving run here. 19-14. Oh. Said too soon. Serve goes out of bounds. And now St. Paul's serve. Dennis Cuomo again. Nice set. Good hit. That's Connor Roberts again. 2015. St. Joe serve. Nicely returned by St. Paul. Sends a free ball over. Good set. Nicely tipped. St. Paul's tries to recover, but sends it out. Timeout. Looks like St. Paul's with the score 21-15. We'll be right back. We are back Mount St. Joe now serving. Connor Roberts trying to ice the serve streak for Mount St. Joe. Nicely returned by St. Paul. Hit from the back row. Oh! MSJ could not recover there. It goes into the net. Seth Perks now serving for St. Paul's. Mount St. Joe with the set. Good set, but hit didn't drop enough. Sends it out for Mount St. Joe. Seth Perks at the serve again. Oh, nice. Trickery there by the setter. That is Jake Minderline. 22-17. MSJ. Nice serve. Nice return. Nicely returned. Nice one ball by Mount St. Joseph, and that is Mount St. Joe's point. Mount St. Joe now with the serve. Nicely returned by St. Paul's. And well blocked by Mount St. Joe. Mount St. Joe might go on a serving streak, trying to win this set. 24-17. Needs one more point. Good serve, but nicely returned by the libero. Tipped. Oh. Looks like it was out. And now MSJ wins the set.
Hello, my name is Josh, and due to technical difficulties, me and Luke could not be announcing at the same time, so I will be announcing the second set. Looks like Andrew Van Bavel will be serving first for Mount St. Joe. Nice tip. Nice set from Andrew Van Bavel, and he tips it. Nice block from Quinn Roberts. Andrew Van Bavel up to serve again. Goes out of bounds. Just a little bit overshot. Colton served. And a nice spike by Quinn Roberts again. Miles Krippendorf is serving. Nice return from the libero. Sends a good free ball. Oh, and it is just out. Almost perfectly in the corner. From what I've noticed, Mount St. Joe is beating themselves up with their own mistakes. Nice play off the net. St. Paul should take advantage of what Mount St. Joe is doing. Hudson Boyce is up to serve. And a nice hit from Landon Thompson. Weston is serving. Not a perfect set, leaving it to be a free ball for Mount St. Joe, and a nice hit from Henry Opiola. Weston up to serve again. Nice tip. And Henry Opiola has a perfect placement hit. Weston up to serve again. Looks like there is some confusion going on. Got in each other's way. Usually that's from lack of communication. Weston is up serving again. Setting the outside hitter, number 17, Brody Wells, and gets a nice tip. Colton Kraus serves. And Mount St. Joe could not keep it under control. Colton Kraus is up to serve again. Oh, and a perfectly placed serve right on the line. Powerful hit. Whoops. St. Paul's up to serve again. And a nice hit again from Landon Thompson. And a nice serve right over the net. Landon Thompson serving it once again. Back row hit. And a nice hit from number 11, Colin Hunsinger. St. Paul's libero, Dennis, is up to serve. Nice hit from Miles. And another great hit from Henry Opiola. Quinn Roberts subbed in for the libero. Nice tip. Gets blocked. They just send a free ball. Mount St. Joe should take a Quinn Roberts with the hit out of bounds. Henry Opiola gets subbed out for their libero. Weston. Back row hit from Ethan. And a hit out of bounds once again from St. Paul's. Andrew Van Bavel up to serve once again. Nice tip from number 12, Hudson Boyce. Colin Hunsinger up to serve. And a perfectly placed tip from Ethan. Perfect spike from Quinn Roberts. Right over the net. Sends a free ball out of bounds. Trying to put it perfectly in the corner. One ball to Quinn Roberts. Doesn't get underneath the ball enough, and it goes straight into the net. Oh. St. Paul is up to serve again. They are not going away from Mount St. Joe. Mistimes the hit. Just out of bounds. Seems like a controversial call. The head ref, stepped in and took charge. There was a carry on Andrew Van Babel, trying to stop it from going over the net. Nice set and a perfect, powerful hit from Landon Thompson. Weston is up to serve again. Nice pass from their libero. Putting it out of bounds. Both teams are making mistakes. Nice set. Nice pass, putting it high so the setter has a chance to get to it. And a nice hit again from Landon Thompson. He is having a day. Nice pass from St. Paul's. Nice block. He tips it into a perfect spot. Andrew Van Babel not being able to get to it. Number 14 on St. Paul's, Colton Kraus is up to serve. Standing float serve. And another great hit from Landon Thompson. They do not seem to have an answer for what he's doing to them. Mount St. Joe hoping that they could pull away. That could be the start of it. Henry Opiola with a nice hit straight down. Oh. Seems like it was St. Paul's point. St. Paul's is not going away. They are not going away. Nice hit again from Landon Thompson. They've got to figure out something to stop him. He's up to serve. There's some movement on that ball. And some misconfusion from St. Paul's. Set was a little bit behind number 16, leaving him to not have a chance to hit. Thompson up to serve. They could not get it over the net. Landon Thompson up to serve once again. And a nice hit from Seth Perks. Right down the line. And his hit gets blocked. St. Paul's has a chance to get back into this game. Nice point from St. Paul's. St. Paul's is back. This is going to be a really close game. MSJ gets the point because St. Paul's touched the net. Maybe Henry Opiola can ice the game right here. And it's out. Mount St. Joe 23, St. Paul's 22. Seth Perks up to serve. They get this point, and they are really back into this game. One more point is match point for Mount St. Joe. Andrew Van Babel up to serve. And there is just a small mistake that cost them that set. On to set 3.
We are back. Luke Powers is back announcing in set 3. MSJ is up 2-0. I believe it is first to 5 or 3. MSJ, if they win this, they will win the game. St. Paul's serving. As Colin Hunsinger with the serve. Good hit by Troy Henderson. St. Paul's couldn't recover it. Jake Minderline with the serve. Sends it out. St. Paul's serve again. Good hit by MSJ. That is Troy Henderson again with the hit. 2-1 MSJ. Brady Peak now with the serve again. Nicely recovered by St. Paul. Tips. MSJ with the hit. Oh, and that's going to land out. St. Paul's serve again. That is Colton Cross. Good set. Oh, another out for MSJ. St. Paul's starting a serving streak here. Free ball by Mount St. Joseph. Tipped. Oh. Looks like it was a double hit by St. Paul's. MSJ's point. Looks like Troy Henderson is serving. Substitution. Brady Peak was substituted for Henry Opiola. Henderson with the serve. Returned nicely by St. Paul. MSJ now with the back row hit, but it couldn't make it over the net. St. Paul now 4-3 St. Paul. St. Paul now serving too. Rose Shiner serving for St. Paul. Free ball by Mount St. Joseph. MSJ with a nice hit. Nicely done by St. Paul, sending it back over. And St. Paul sends a free ball. St. Paul now with the ball. Nice hit by St. Paul. That's going to put them up 2. This is the first time they have been in the lead yet this game. That's tipped by Kieran Althouse. Kieran Althouse is also serving now. Sends it to the St. Paul's libero. Strong hit, but lands out. Kieran House's serve again. MSJ with the serve. Ooh, quick set. MSJ recovers. Good serve. Tipped off of the block. MSJ's point. MSJ on a serve streak here. Takes the lead again. 6-5. MSJ again up 2 sets. Nice serve by Kira Althouse. Recovered this time by St. Paul. Tipped. Saved by by MSJ, but sent a free ball over. St. Paul sends a free ball over, but it was outside the net. This is going to give Mount St. Joe a slight edge with this serving streak. Now up by 3. St. Paul with the free ball, deep free ball, but recovered by Mount St. Joe. A nice hit. That's Connor Roberts. Kieran Althouse still serving for the Gales. Another deep free ball. Hit by the back row. Oh, nice block by the Gales. St. Paul's is looking for that hard hit, but MSJ returned. 10-5 now. Mount St. Joe. They've gone on a 5-point serving streak. Make that 6. Nicely tipped by MSJ. St. Paul's struggles with the return, but sends a free ball. Oh, they're going to call a double hit on St. Paul's there for the free ball. 12-5 now, St. Joe. Oh, this serve by Kieran Althouse. Good serve streak, though. That's 7 points up. St. Paul now returning. Oh, missed hit by Seth Perks. Now it's going to be Connor Roberts serving. Deep serve. Close, but lands out for the Gales. Seth Perks now serving for St. Paul. Substitution. 13-7. MSJ still leads. Tipped by St. Paul. Nicely recovered by the Gales. Oh, a nice hit to the back corner. By Brady Peak. Looks like a timeout was taken by St. Paul's. And we'll serve back. St. Paul's trying to come back. Nice serve. That's number 25, Jack McGinn. The libero for MSJ with the serve. Serve again. That one's gonna land out. Very close, but still out. MSJ leads 15-8. St. Paul makes a substitution. That's Colin Hunsinger serving now for St. Paul's. Returned by Connor Roberts. Nice tip from St. Paul's, but recovered by MSJ. Quick serve and hard serve, but out. That's a point for St. Paul's. 15-9. Gales still in the lead, but St. Paul's crawling back. Blocked. By Jake Minderline. Jake Minderline now serving for the Gales. Turned to Seth Parks. Blocked again, but St. Paul's somehow recovers. Ooh. Connor Roberts going for the back row hit, but couldn't make it over the net. Number 12, Huston Boyce now serving for St. Paul's. Oh, nice hit by number 31, Kieran Althouse. MSJ up 17-10. That's Brady Peak with the serve. Couldn't get it over the net this time. It's going to be a point for St. Paul. Colton Cross with the serve. Nicely returned by MSJ. Good one ball by MSJ. That was Troy Henderson, number 7, with the hit. And now he is serving again. MSJ making a substitution. Good serve, but nicely recovered by St. Paul's. Ooh, tight. Somehow, Kieran Althouse gets it over the net. Some miscommunication by St. Paul's. That's going to be Gale's point. Troy Henderson serving again. Oh, nice serve. That's a hard ball to stop when it hits the net. Good set and hit. Lands in. Great spot. That was Henry Opiola, number 15. Gales on a serving streak here. St. Paul's tips. Oh. Henry Opiola tries to pass it. Hits the net. And goes down. MSJ's substitution. That was Troy Henderson for Jack McGunn. Nice hit Oh, ball going into the stands. Tipped by St. Paul and goes out. That's MSJ's serve again. Kieran Althouse with the serve. Oh, bad recovery by St. Paul's. 22-12. MSJ needing 3 more points to put this game away. Oh, Connor Roberts goes up for the hit, but good block by St. Paul's. 22-13. Dennis Cuomo with the serve, landing out for St. Paul. Mount St. Joe serve again. Connor Roberts now serving. Oh, nice hit and block by Jake Minderline. It's 24-13. MSJ's up 2 sets. So they need to win 1 more to win the game. So they need 1 more point. Nicely recovered by St. Paul's, but they cannot get there. Mount St. Joe is going to win the game against St. Paul's. Teams shaking hand. Thanks for watching.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. No problem.
That program is the scoreboard.
What's that?
What the program is?
OBS there, and then a different scoreboards for text updates. So I'll do it there, and it says an HTML file for the immediately links. So, okay.